sant yàlla.
looy xaar utal Wave nga scan nga fay te nag doo ci yokku dara.
Jar Oil, the company, have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jar Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
In the Gambia, we all move to different paces. Time is money, convenience is power, and now both are in your hands. No more long lines, no more late payments, no more missed chances, not anymore. Because now the Gambia has its own super app, Zap. One app, one tap, endless convenience. Send money instantly, pay your bills in seconds, shop without borders, pay your rides, order your meal, buy your ticket, deposit and withdraw money for absolutely free. No extra charges, no hidden fees, only on Zap Super App. This is not just convenience. This is confidence. This is the future in your hands. And the best part, Zap is born right here. Built for us, designed for every Gambian home, every Gambian dream. So don't wait in the past. Step into the future. Download Zap today on App Store and Play Store and enjoy endless free services. Call us today on our toll-free number 1666 or on 260-0001. Zap. All in one. All for you. Tap in. Zap in.
On Tuesday, the 23rd of December 2025, you're with Coffee Time on West Coast Radio. Dr. Ceesay joining us as he always does on Tuesday, only that this time round he is joining us late from 10 o'clock. Okay, let's look at audience reaction to the program. We got this sent in from Dallas, Texas yesterday. Waste management is a serious issue that, in my opinion, the writer says, the government has wholly failed to address. There are trash dumps everywhere, especially in the West Coast region. People clean their homes and then dump their trash along roadsides. I understand that waste management is primarily the responsibility of local governments, but the central government should provide support and ensure that existing environmental sanitation laws are enforced. There should be fines, public sensitization starting from nursery schools, collaboration with VDCs, and encouragement for private businesses to get involved in waste management to complement the efforts of both the central and local governments. Dr. Ceesay's father's legacy is under threat in Brikama. Driving through the Brikama, Kaba, Fita, and Nyambai forests, one cannot believe the amount of garbage being dumped there. Mbalits are dumped everywhere. These forests have been turned into unofficial landfills. Dr. Ceesay is in a position of power and influence to restore his father's legacy and protect these forests legally. The Gambia, I understand, has over 3,000 plus homes, and for that reason, the government of the Gambia should be able to provide trash bins to every household at no cost. Modu Sow, writing in from Dallas, Texas. By the way, 7711599 for those of you who want to text in. Your father's legacy.
I mean,
you're sitting idly by and just watching it being destroyed.
My father built the forests.
Yes. That's the point on which he argues.
On behalf of government. He was a civil servant who was the director of forestry at a time when they wanted the government to build their forest. And with support from the German government, he was leading that drive, and they built most of these forests across the country. Now, if in 2025 some unscrupulous people decided that at night they'll go and dump their waste on the side of the forests.
Yeah, but even the UK has that problem. I'm sure you heard about that scandal in London recently.
It's called fly tipping.
Yeah, exactly.
You get sport fines for that. And also there was a scandal recently. Was serious. When I saw that one, I was like, how was this dumped here?
Yes.
That was huge when I saw the big landfill.
Let's come back to Gambia.
But we come back to here. One day I got this message yesterday. I engaged the Minister of Environment at night. And we have been in touch since this morning. And he's response was very simple. I mean, we're all appalled by what is happening insofar as waste management. And we're all disappointed by the councils.
They've moved to the West Coast region now,
Yes.
the ministry.
We're all disappointed by the councils. Because remember, like I said, our system, we've decentralized and devolved some activities and some services to local councils. One of them is waste management. But clearly they failed in this aspect. That is why the minister told me that we acknowledge the gentleman's concerns, but that the area councils are also responsible for waste collection. So you cannot say, that's why I agree, it's a wholly government responsibility. No, the councils are responsible for the collection and disposal of waste. That is a fact. That is the job of the councils. And we know they are failing in this, as demonstrated by what we are seeing. Now, this Mr. Sow, I think it's his name, also mentioned that they don't have that the councils don't have the capacity, and thus government should help. Now, for this, we also disagree because we've seen councils investing and launching political projects. Now, Yankuba Dabo recently said that if the UDP government comes to power, he'll give every ward $5 million. Now, why can't you take that money now?
He didn't say where the $5 million was going to come from.
Why would it come from?
Are you just assuming that because he's
of course
chairman of
what I'm
Brikama
saying,
area?
if you are chairman of Brikama Area Council,
Yeah.
and you are saying if I come to, I'll give every ward, the wards are not the councils.
Yeah, but Barrow gave cars to MPs, and he didn't say he took the money from government coffers.
What I'm saying, that's a different issue.
How is it different?
If a chairman
Yes.
of a council
Yes.
as big as West Coast region
Yes.
says that if we come to power,
Yes.
we'll give $5 million to every ward.
Yes.
There are about 28 wards in Brikama. If I'm not wrong, correct me if I'm
There
wrong.
could be 1,000.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Obviously, assumption would be that the money will come from the council's coffers.
So in this case, the assumption, should be acceptable. But what about a president who comes to power, gives 58 National Assembly members pickups? Should we assume that he took the money, unlawfully from government coffers and?
No, but we cannot assume because that matter has been dealt with. It was asked. It was said from anonymous donor. It was dealt with. So there are no questions about that.
So
that's not a debate anymore.
Mr. Dabo
the debate but the debate now is that then Mr. Dabo should have told us where the money would come from. Now, in fact, the question is, why would he wait until UDP government comes to power? Why can't he do it now? Should he support the wards when UDP is in power? That shows how he thinks, that he doesn't think that he wants to undermine our government. So why should he wait for that, for UDP to come in 2085? So the wards are not going to have 5 million until 2085. Then 5 million, how much will it be worth?
So they will only win in 2085.
They might get a chance at that time. So you get my point. So my point now is that the councils,
I don't get your point.
No, my point is, if Mr. Sow is saying that the councils don't have the capacity,
yes,
but we've seen council investing in political projects like saying give $5 million to every ward. Why don't you use that money in waste management now? Then wait for the UDP government to come and give these wards $5 million. But nonetheless, what we are trying to say is that we think the council should prioritize waste management issues, just like how they prioritize some of their political careers, investing in political projects. Now, on the government, the Minister of Environment, the Gambia government's position is not to embark on a firefighting mission insofar as waste is concerned. We don't want to be doing ad hoc initiatives. That is why our focus as a government, under the leadership of His Excellency the President, is to provide a comprehensive, sustainable, and environmentally conscious solution. In this, we are working with area councils, looking for PPP model, so that we get a private partner who can work with government to have a sustainable waste management solution. Now, we are fully conscious that waste management is beyond collection alone. That is why his proposal to have, what did he mention?
Waste collection bins.
Yeah, in every household, it doesn't end there. Now, after that, where do we take the waste to? That is another problem. That is why we are believing that it should not only focus on collection and disposal only. We need standard sanitary landfills, an organized system of collecting, sorting, and recycling processes. And these are not only dreaming, but we are advanced in our efforts for implement. We are not dreaming. We are advanced in implementing this. Now, people are dumping almost everywhere once it is isolated or empty. Therefore, we have to also change our attitudes. Because if you know that this is a forest, you're not supposed to throw your waste there, you go and throw it there, that's an attitudinal problem. But again, he mentioned the private sector coming in. I announced the Cube Group Foundation now are supporting. If you go around Turntable, all the other areas, you've seen bins there as part of it to support. We're also bringing North, for example, NEMA is coming in to, and there'll be spot fines there. That is National Environment new policy which is coming. There'll be spot fines. So we are ahead in this. On enforcement, it is true that we are having challenges with the courts, because what we can do is to arrest people, prosecute them, and take it to the courts, but the courts will have to do the rest. And there's also a gap, but this year Cabinet has approved the employment 27 inspectors and 26 NA officers to be going around and inspecting and ensuring that people who fly tip are arrested and fined. So we are doing our best, and I think in this manner, there should be a tripartite approach. Government, councils, and the population should work together.
All right. Hi, Uncle Peter. Kindly help me ask Dr. Ceesay if there is any update on the Starlink license, and will the government look into relocating the sewage waste disposal site from Kotu?
Well, with the Kotu one, I don't have an idea. I can find out from here. If I get the questions, I can answer that. With the Starlink, like I said, the Minister for Digital Economy and his team is looking at the application. Like I said, it has to do with most regulatory issues. And the Gambia government will have to take its time and do due diligence and make sure when we give license for new technologies, it would not be at the detriment of the Gambia, and that it will contribute to our development. But the ministry is working hard to ensure that as soon as possible, a determination is made.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure you've seen it a lot. Since the weekend, the government has again come under criticism for the security situation in this country after a young girl, forex worker, was killed, and we still don't know who the killer is, unless maybe do you have any update?
I don't have any update. The last time I checked, still on the manhunt.
But a lot of people have come after the government.
Yeah, but like I said, okay, first of all, I'd like to extend my condolences to the family. It's sad for a young life to be lost in those circumstances. Waking up from your house, leaving your parents at home, going to fend for yourself and your family, and you got killed in the process. Nobody wants to end their life in that way. I don't even want nobody should die like that. But on another note, I think people are unfair to the government in blaming, also kind of making an assessment of the country's entire security situation when there is an incident. Today, recently in Australia, you saw what happened in
Bondi Beach.
I mean, you saw what happened. How many people were killed? Did the Australians, were they blaming Albanese to say that, hey, security situation is poor? No, the blame was that he didn't protect the Jewish community, and not the entire...
He did nothing to rein in anti-Semitism.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's the blame was, but not saying that because of this incident, Australia is insecure. People are not saying these are incidences that we cannot... Now, for me, I want to look at the positives. I think now it's time for us to have a debate on the security of these financial institutions. When there was an armed robbery recently, government took a stance. Now all banks have armed security, and you could see it is visible to prevent it since after that time. Now it's time for us to sit as stakeholders and say, what can we do to make sure that our workers in this industry are safe? There are many ways. You don't even have to have an armed security there. What you could do is to make sure the infrastructure is so solid, and you have an alarm system and a CCTV system, so that when somebody saw you put this alarm, it goes like people can come. But also you cannot have a place that keeps money, which is easily accessible. They need to put iron bars and strong glass that nobody can access it from outside. But now the way it is so loose, it is so easy. Anybody can come in. You are alone as a young girl, no security, whatever. But also the infrastructure is not strong enough. People can just come in and do whatever they are going to do. So now it's an opportunity for us to now look at this sector and see how we can make it more secure for those who work there. And I know they have an association. They've been meeting, and they're discussing.
ALFOB, the association.
They've been discussing these
of licensed forex bureaus.
So government can come in and support. What we want to ensure is that every government is safe and secure in schools, at workplaces, in the homes. But what is unfair is to blame President Barrow for such unfortunate incidents.
Not him per se, his government.
Yeah, but I've seen people blaming Barrow.
Oh,
So we cannot politicize everything, and you cannot blame also if you look at the citizen to police ratio in this country, the police cannot be in every corner, every house, every shop. They cannot prevent every crime. It's not possible. No country does that. No country in the world has police officers in every house, every shop, every street corner. It's not possible. Some crimes will happen. What we could, when those crimes happen, is to do reforms and make sure we reduce the tendencies of those crimes. In this case, we need to make sure we sit now as all stakeholders to make sure that financial institutions, the forex bureaus, are safe and secure spaces for those who work there, by making sure that you build the infrastructure in a manner nobody can access where the workers are seated or where the money is. So that is, for us, that is our approach. But every incident, even today, if Supita Dore Domamsa, Mugan Konyo President of all time, it doesn't. We don't run a country like that. Debate should go beyond that. You cannot blame the government for much of this. Nobody could have prevented such a case. Nobody could have done that.
Okay. Somebody probably close to Yankuba is responding on his behalf. Yankuba's pronouncement, Yankuba Dabo, BAC chair, was based on the fact that a UDP government will give the councils their development contribution, which will enable them to give more money or programs to the wards. The current government is not giving them their development percentage from the budget.
Yeah, because they are not fulfilling the conditions.
We know where Yankuba is saying their money will come from.
I mean, the clarification is good. If that is even enough money, I even wonder if that is it. But what I'm saying is that...
Why is government holding back what it's meant, reportedly to give to the councils?
I cannot answer that question. I'm not the one who does that. What I know is that councils, those monies are not given just like that. You must fulfill certain conditions. In budgeting, it could be on so many aspects. If you don't fulfill those conditions, then you cannot get that money. I don't know the details. I know there are conditions attached to these monies to be disbursed. If those conditions are not met, you cannot disburse them. But what is clear is that BCC, KM, West Coast region have failed in their mandate to keep their cities clean. That is like nobody can deny that. They failed. Absolutely, they failed.
I have seen a dirtier Kanifing municipality. What we have may not be, entirely clean, but it's a big improvement on the past.
Because of government's involvement.
Oh, really?
Of course, you've been supporting us. Well, the NEA has been working hard to ensure that Kanifing is clean. If we had left it to the mayor alone, it would have been disaster. These changes you've seen are because we have involved ourselves. We could not. We could have said that we are staying away, but we did not. We could not.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we have invested a lot through the National Environment Agency. And that is why we are employing more inspectors to go around and make sure that the environment is clean. But what I can tell you is that these guys have failed. They have failed.
What about the chairman in those areas where, the chairman supporting the NPP? How are their areas compared to BCC and KM?
Well, they don't have the same challenge in terms of waste disposal. For example, in CRR, in URR, and we've not been seeing market fire disasters there as well. It means that they're doing a pretty good job. And we've not been hearing any complaints from that end from citizens that has to do with the mandate of the councils. Mostly those based on the tour that we've just finished. Most of the complaints are about, not complaints, but requests about more roads, more electricity. Basically, those are the things that came up more. And these are very important in a country. And the president has done very well in providing road infrastructure and energy infrastructure. And currently, as we are still on target for universal access by 2026. I think, if I'm not mistaken, correct me, I think Gambia will be the first country in West Africa to meet universal access to electricity. That's what I would think.
Somebody suggested that, yes, you could claim that we have 90%, even 100% access, to electricity, because if you hook somebody onto the grid and give them only 1 hour of electricity for the whole year, you can't come back and say, well, they don't have access.
But that is not what we are doing.
So,
that is not what we are doing. In most parts of the provinces, they get 24 hours electricity.
Will it be qualitative access?
Not will it be, it is. You've seen it. They have not seen the changes.
In the Greater Banjul area where I live,
in fact, its supply is even better and more stable in the provinces than in the greater
Are you
Banjul
sure
area.
about
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Maybe I'll think of
No, seriously.
moving out.
No,
of here
because of the pressures that we have.
they don't
the
have,
load shed. They don't have
yet.
Of course, yes.
Okay. Possibly the last thing we'll deal with this morning. Good afternoon, Mr. Gomez. This person is writing from East Africa. Good afternoon, Mr. Gomez and the Honorable Minister. Can the Minister please update us about the cement issue? Why can they allow cement from Senegal? As we all know, Jar Oil can't supply the whole country. Did the government have shares in the Jar Oil cement? This is from ML, usually writing in from Nairobi, Kenya.
Why would people focus only on Jar Oil when it comes to as the only internal actor? There are 3 other actors in the cement industry in the Gambia. We have Gasem, we have Salam, we have Jar Oil. Now, but why would the focus be on Jar when there are other actors?
Probably because he's the biggest actor.
That's what I'm saying. Now, government has not banned people from bringing cement from outside. What government has done is in line with national interest to promote revenue collection is to increase the tariffs at the border. People are free to bring. Now, if you believe that if you pay those tariffs, you didn't make profit, you're not bringing, that's another thing. Now, in every country, sometimes there are supply chain and logistics bottlenecks that can lead to a short, sharp scarcity of certain commodities, which can, if you're obviously, for obvious reasons, lead to the price hike. We are stabilizing this. We are working hard day and night. Very soon, within the next 1 week, cement will be in the country. Enough cement will be in the country. It's still coming. We've had a shift in policy a bit, whereby now we're allowing some suppliers to bring through the border from Senegal by reducing the tariff to
not removing.
Back to where it was before, to $30 is per bag, as opposed to I think $180 is per bag, just for a short period, just to make sure that as a stopgap measure, so cement can come in. But once the supply chain challenges that we are facing at the port is solved and enough cement is in and the prices are stable, we will go back to our policy. Like I said, in October, I told you here, eggs were scarce in the US. The price went up to $6 per crate of eggs. So these are supply chain bottlenecks that every country faces, and it's not the end of the world. We have to deal with it and learn from it and move on and develop. But then again, like I said, we understand the importance of cement for this country. And by the way, what I've seen when I drive along the street or when I fly over Gambia, I'm seeing that the face is changing. Look at Battle Harding, all these new buildings coming up on Battle Harding Highway, and plans to build dual carriageways from Airport Junction to Fonyi to Block will also change that face. Plans to build dual carriageways from Brusubi, Brufut to Gunju.
That will only put pressure on cement.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that there'll be enough cement.
I was with Hamidou and his general manager, Hamidou Jadi, CEO and chair of Jar Oil, and they gave me, assurance that by the weekend, the ship which could not berth would berth, and then really cement.
There'll be enough cement, and believe me, Peter, they've done a lot. I'm not a spokesperson for the Jar Group.
Yeah, but fact is fact.
Yeah, they've done a lot of investment to ensure.
I was at Bafulota yesterday.
Not only Bafulota, even in North Bank.
And I see what is coming up there.
They've opened up a brand new facility in the North Bank to make North Bank. And this was a special request from His Excellency the President, so that North Bank and the others can be supplied. People, let's just be patient. There'll be a time when all these investments come to fruition. Cement will not be an issue in this country anymore. And because of their investments in the rice industry, today rice has gone down to 1,800.
And that's what development does. It exposes new challenges, which over time will be tackled, like the issue of those huge ships, being unable to berth. Now, if we work on that problem seriously, devotedly, maybe it's just a matter of time before they can all berth.
On a final note, I think what we need to stop, Peter, is for people to just stop politicizing every issue.
You politicize every issue.
We don't.
You just politicized Yankuba Dabo's promise.
No, it's facts. I'm talking about facts.
So when it comes from you, it's facts. When it comes from others, it's
no, what I'm saying is that whenever there's a slight challenge, no country goes through 365 without challenges. Every country has a challenge. But what is important is that let us work together and find solutions to these challenges. These are our common challenges. We cannot be blaming government for every challenge that we are facing. It is not in our interest. We live in this country. And on a final note, I just want to send a warning.
Warning?
Yes. I've seen some people talking about no third term movement. I think that movement is dead upon arrival, because the debate is not about who should contest. That's a legal issue. See, there are two things. One, we have no control over our citizens. Two, we have control over. Or one, we have control over. Who contests in the election is not our decision as citizens. It is the law. Election, yeah. In any election, in fact, it's the law that determines who is qualified and who is not qualified. What we have control over is who we should vote for. And why we should vote for that person is up to us. So I think we should shift the debate now towards who we should vote for and why.
So Nehari 2026, Barrow will stand.
Nobody should even start that campaign, because you will fail woefully. And I don't think they should waste their time in such a useless campaign. Barrow is contesting and nobody can stop it. Nobody can stop it except nature. Nobody.
Is he winning?
It's a foregone conclusion. Even the opposition are saying that he's going to win. The opposition have agreed, and there is consensus amongst them, that he is going to win. But the only thing they can challenge him so that he gets a run for his money is when they all unite as one on the one platform. It becomes now only 2 ballot boxes. The entire opposition, 20-something of them, and His Excellency the President. But they've agreed. So even opposition have agreed that this election, Yamar Sindo don't know. Hangol Yamar Sindo. Si Mandinka. Mo dem rek ñu fekkali bataaxal. Formality la rek. But the president is on course to win. Because let me tell you something. From 2021 to date, what the president has delivered in terms of service, in terms of delivery, development, is unprecedented. Never ever in the history of this country, from 1900, even before that, to 2016, nobody has ever seen this kind of development in road construction, in energy, in water, in schools, in hospitals, in women empowerment, in youth empowerment, in democracy, in stability. He delivered that is why I said his report card. You know, Bonner Consta report card, maths 90%, English. More report card, energy 90%. Schools, education 90%. Healthcare 97%. So low
health is that 97?
The investments we've done in healthcare, unprecedented.
97%.
Yes. So report card is there to see. But some guys send report card anamu.
Neka going in power.
No, but so nekut in power sa they call report card mover.
Nanga me report card you need to get into government. Abalen guy ñu duga government.
Ñu lan?
Stop len tam bit bini. Su ko defee ñu am a new president, then su ko defee ñu mun a xam ñi seen report card compared to yours. Xam nañ sa report card 1990, 1970. That one 97. 90 is the lowest. Abal leen gars yi ñu duga. Ni ngeen a abalee gars yi mooy ngeen stop Barrow from standing.
Waaw ku nekk di perform driver boo xam ne mu ngi dawal nice am na license mu ngi moto baa ngi dem wel lu tax nga ko ngeen is ko mutun moto.
Dañ bugg a ñam leneen duñ dikka ci benn cin rek.
Waa nag yaa rangu ba si kanam.
Thursday, Friday, public holiday.
Yes, brilliant. Wishing you in particular Merry Christmas.
Right now, last week, ñëpp dégg nañ la.
Dinaa xalaataat because ma la invest mo dina nga bañ a ñëw. So I'll think about it.
So you never take nga.
Well, of course. Wishing you a Merry Christmas and season's greetings to you and a Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Christmas, like I said, is one of my favorite periods. I love Christmas. Wishing every Gambian, both Christian, non-Christian, a Merry Christmas. And I hope all of you will enjoy your Christmas with your families.
We'll do our best.
It's a day to celebrate, a day of joy. And I will also celebrate. I've got myself a small Christmas tree.
Oh, you have?
Yes, and I've decorated it. I've put some presents under it.
Who's doing the public announcement? Is it you or is it coming from Ami Bojang's office? The declaration of 2 public holidays, Thursday and Friday.
It's from the office of the president.
Okay, all right.
Yes,
that hasn't arrived. That hasn't.
It hasn't arrived.
Yet.
Yes.
Okay.
So Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to your entire staff, from Aji to Martin to my sister here, to all of you. You've been amazing.
That is our Jaju.
And I think I've not seen her before.
Yeah.
Our Jaju also, all of your team.
You've
been amazing.
She normally works Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Yes.
And so that Martin can go to school.
Okay.
Not
Martin is going to UTG. It's going to UTG. No, not back way. No, not back way. But anyway, I'll see you before the new year.
Thank you very
much. We'll have the year in review.
We're here next year.
Exactly.
So next week, not here.
Next week.
Hopefully next year too.
No, but next week we'll see. It's been a good year. And Merry Christmas to you. And I'll hope to see you next week.
Work on my proposal for the new year.
Don't worry, leave it with me.
You've made a commitment on air.
What Caesar promises, Caesar delivers.
Okay, fantastic. You've been listening to Coffee Time with Peter Gomez.
Wépp lay fay. Sant yàlla. looy xaar utal Wave nga scan nga fay nag doo ci yokku dara.
Scan to pay moo neex no problem 0% no charges kon yóbbaale ko boy dem. Scan to pay moo neex no problem 0% no charges.
Jar Oil, the company, have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jar Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
In the Gambia, we all move to different paces. Time is money, convenience is power, and now both are in your hands. No more long lines, no more late payments, no more missed chances, not anymore. Because now the Gambia has its own super app, Zap. One app, one tap, endless convenience. Send money instantly, pay your bills in seconds, shop without borders, pay your rides, order your meal, buy your ticket, deposit and withdraw money for absolutely free. No extra charges, no hidden fees, only on Zap Super App. This is not just convenience. This is confidence. This is the future in your hands. And the best part, Zap is born right here. Built for us, designed for every Gambian home, every Gambian dream. So don't wait in the past. Step into the future. Download Zap today on App Store and Play Store and enjoy endless free services. Call us today on our toll-free number 1666 or on 260-0001. Zap. All in one. All for you. Tap in. Zap in.